The Sea of Thieves economy is a delicate balance. With doubloons, gold, and ancient coins, every currency has its own quirks. That's why every voyage pirates can do for the various trading companies in some way gives back to the Sea of Thieves economy. And I believe the pirate at the center of our story today, Captain Pajamas, has found a way to get as much gold as possible while simultaneously putting in very little effort in destroying the financial lives of the citizens of the Sea of Thieves. Captain Pajamas and his crewmate, Bucket Bob, were both running a two-man brigantine and trying their hand at delivering cargo for the merchants. To those unfamiliar, these voyages consist of picking up cloth, plants, and bottles from merchant, trader, or island inhabitants and delivering it to another inhabitant on another island. For the first voyage, their task was to bring a plant, along with some cloth and rum, to senior trader Mildred at Ancient Spire Outpost. Captain Pajamas and Bucket Bob wanted to do the very best with the delivering task they were given, so they kept their plants watered, their cloth dry, and their rum bottles in great condition. Upon arriving at Ancient Spire to deliver the cargo, Captain Pajamas was paid a good amount of gold for each item delivered. The delivery went so well that Captain Pajamas and Bucket Bob opted to do another delivery, this time tasked with collecting cargo items from Shelly the shipwright. So they collected plants and rum from Shelly. While loading up the ship and setting sail, Captain Pajamas started to think, why did he just go through the effort to bring plants and rum to senior trader Mildred all the way from Plunder Outpost when right across the dock, Shelly had the exact same items that senior trader Mildred was looking for the entire time? Unless there was an unknown feud between Shelly the shipwright and senior trader Mildred, things really weren't adding up. The money wasn't too bad though, so maybe it wasn't worth thinking about. Captain Pajamas had to stop thinking about it anyway, because on their way to their next delivery point, Anik at 3 Paces East Seapost, a skeleton galleon emerged from the water. Unfortunately for Captain Pajamas, Bucket Bob had fallen asleep downstairs and then completely disappeared, meaning Captain Pajamas would have to take down the skeleton galleon solo. While Captain Pajamas made it out of this battle unscathed, the same could not be said for the rum bottles sitting on the top deck of the ship that were now cracked. Surely Anik wouldn't be willing to pay for these cracked bottles, thought Captain Pajamas. In fact, Captain Pajamas was worried. He thought he might have to pay Anik to replace the broken rum bottles. Poor Anik was about to be financially ruined by Captain Pajamas. So first, Anik still ended up accepting the cracked rum bottles, in fact, still paying gold for them, giving a reduced but still well-paying amount. Captain Pajamas was shocked. He had been so worried about the quality of the product he was delivering, but turns out it didn't even matter. Free gold was going to come to him anyway. What ruined Anik was Captain Pajamas choosing to do another delivery for the merchants, which had him retrieve the exact same items he had just given Anik back from Anik. This time though, all in mint condition. Anik essentially paid Captain Pajamas for a bunch of cargo, received some of it broken, and then had to give it all right back to Captain Pajamas, this time in mint condition without getting a refund. Awful. Captain Pajamas couldn't be bothered to feel bad though, because all he saw was how easy it was to make this gold and get all this cargo to sell for free. As he pulled away to Daggertooth Outpost, he shouted back at Anik, "Try not to cut your mouth as you try to drink what little rum remains in those cracked bottles I gave you." Captain Pajamas was in his villain era, as he continued to pick up and deliver from Daggertooth to Sanctuary, and Sanctuary to Lone Cove, and Lone Cove to Shipwreck Bay, leaving behind him a path of financially ruined Sea of Thievesians. He was essentially getting paid to just move the same 4 items around in a circle. He also no longer cared about the quality of the items he was delivering. Cloth soaked in the rain? Whatever. Rum bottles shattered? Why not? Plants thirsty as all get out? Who cares? He was getting paid to deliver the items no matter what, and it was free gold. All of this came back to bite him though when he sailed to Shipwreck Bay, with cracked rum bottles in tow. Captain Pajamas arrived to deliver these bottles to one grog-soaked Ed. Grog-soaked Ed is a bit of an aloof man, not the brightest pirate, but very passionate about one particular thing, his rum. Captain Pajamas brought him the cracked rum bottles, and grog-soaked Ed, though not happy, agreed to pay. What really pushed Grog-Soaked Ed over the edge, though, was when Captain Pajamas came by with a scroll in his hand, insisting Grog-Soaked Ed had to now give him back the items he had just given him, including 2 mint-condition crates of rum. This was too much for Grog-Soaked Ed. This Captain Pajamas has abused the Sea of Thieves economy for the last time, he declared. You can take my gold, take my rum, but now I demand you give me something valuable. I demand your cameraman. I was shocked, but Captain Pajamas agreed to the condition. I had no say in the matter. And just like that, Captain Pajamas sailed off to ruin the Sea of Thieves economy further, and I was no longer able to go with him. Unhappy with that trade, I did what I didn't think I'd ever have the courage to do: put Grog-Soaked Ed to rest. To this day, some say Captain Pajamas is still out menacing the poor merchants and traders on the seas by demanding mint-condition items back after giving them destroyed cargo and taking their gold. Captain Pajamas' story was much like his cargo, starting in consistently pristine conditions, but in the end, a true shell of his former self. It was sad to see, but behind his shiny exterior, at his core, Captain Pajamas was just a bunch of cracked rum bottles, floating forever in the Sea of Thieves.